Bonjour, bonjour, bonjour. La grammaire aujourd'hui, c'est la voix passive, the passive voice. La voix passive. So let us discover it. La voix passive. We also refer to it as le passif. This is masculine, le passif, or feminine form, la voix passive. Now, c'est juste comme en anglais. It's just like in English. C'est juste comme en anglais. Dans l'active, on commence avec le sujet. In the active voice, you start with the subject. D'accord? So, Jean lit le journal. Jean is your subject. Lit, he's doing the main action. He's reading. Le journal, the object. So here this is an active voice. On commence avec le sujet. You say pourquoi? This is why I've told you always to remember subject, verb, object. This is the normal structure, the normal design of an active sentence in French. Mais dans le passif, on commence avec l'objet. On commence avec l'objet. See, the sujet, the subject, and the objet are inverted. So now you will have a different type of structure. Can you see? The object now has the main role and the subject goes into the final position. D'accord? So this is the passive voice. D'accord? Now the same sentence over here has become le journal. It was normally at the end. Now it's come at the beginning. Et lu par, the verb has become three parts. Et lu par, and Jean comes at the end. So this is the passive voice. It's just like in English. In English you say John reads the newspaper. The newspaper is read by. The verb becomes is read by John. Same thing. The same thing, literally the same thing is reproduced in French. D'accord? So to break it down for you further, let's look at the sentence. I made the subject. This is your le chien, the dog. The verb is chasse, to chase. Also means to hunt. Here it means chase. It's also hunting. And the object is a rat. Le chien chasse le rat. Subject, verb, object. D'accord? So when you make it passive, the subject goes to the end, the object goes to the beginning, and the verb becomes three parts. And this is your new sentence. Un rat, the same rat over here has come down here, un rat. Instead of one word in the verb, you have three. Et chassé par, it's chased by. And then you have the subject at the end, by the dog. D'accord? So the verb, remember, has three parts. The first part is the passive verb, which is the verb être. And the tense of the verb être is linked to the verb of the main verb. So this is present. Therefore, être is present. A. The second part is the past participle. Not the verb passive, it's the past participle. It has three parts. Remember, the passive verb has three parts. The first part is the verb être. You take the tense from the tense of the main active verb. The second part is the past participle of the main verb. And the third part is the word par. All three together form your passive verb. The active verb is one, chasse. The passive verb is three, et chasser par. D'accord? Let's look at it once again. Une rat. I've made it feminine here. Une rat. Same sentence we saw in the previous slide. It's feminine now. Une rat est chassée par le chien. So the active sentence will be At the bottom, can you see it here at the bottom? Le chien chasse le rat. It has become la rate, comes at the end. Le chien and the rat change positions. And the verb, the active verb, one word, has become three parts. D'accord? So what are these three parts? The first part is être in the tense of the active verb. So if the active verb is present tense, être should be in the present tense. If the active verb is in the past tense, être should be in the past tense. Okay? The second is the past participle of the active verb. Here, chasse, tense and needs a er verb. Therefore, we have the past participle chasser. And then you have the word par. Now, look at one more thing. I have made the word rat feminine. So can you see over here in chasser, I have an extra E. The past participle, this part, the second part, the past participle matches the new object. D'accord? Don't forget, when on is the subject, you don't use it when you transform it into passive. So do not use par because on cannot be shifted to the end of the sentence. For example, on mange du chocolat en Chine. On mange du chocolat en Chine. On. Du chocolat now has become your new subject. Mange has become et manger. But you cannot say par on, you cannot shift on. So par is not there. So instead of having a 3-type transformation, you have only a 2-type transformation. The word être, and I choose être depending on my main active tense. My active tense is present, so être is present. My active tense is mange, and I have the past participle of that mange. Chocolat is masculine, therefore I only have a single E. There is no par, there is no on, because you cannot shift par on. When the sentence starts with subject pronouns, use the tonic pronouns. So if you remember your tonic pronouns, je is moi, tu is toi, elle doesn't change, il becomes lui, nous, vous don't change, il plural becomes EUX, elle plural doesn't change. So keep that in mind. So let's look at this. Tu as acheté la valise brune. Here you have a passé composé. Alright? Therefore, la valise brune starts your sentence, the brown suitcase. Passé composé, être. Acheté is still past participle. Now, valise is feminine. Therefore, I have an extra E. And I cannot put tu at the end of the sentence. Instead of that, I change it into the tonic pronoun, which is toi. La valise brune a été achetée par toi. D'accord? So match the transformed object with the past participle. So remember these three things. On you cannot shift. Subject pronouns become tonic pronouns when you shift them. And your past participle should match your new subject. J'ai perdu mes lunettes. Lunettes is feminine plural. Mes lunettes ont été, passé composé of être. Perdu has a es because lunettes is feminine plural. Par moi, je has become moi. Let's try and see now. Let's apply what we've seen. Le professeur, subject in blue, vont sa vieille voiture, object in red. Hier. Hier is a time indicator, leave it where it is, don't shift it. So this is the new sentence. La vieille voiture now is the subject. Vont has become 3, et vont du par, and professeur has become the new object. D'accord? Here's one more. Passé composé, but I've given you negative. Le film now is your new subject. N'a pas été vu. Can you see how the negative has been done? This is the negative. Around the main verb, the past participles are left alone. Le film n'a pas été vu par moi. Je has become moi au cinéma. Okay? Now, let's look at the first sentence once again. Le professeur has gone to the back. Vieille voiture has come to the end. And the verb has become 3 parts. D'accord? Okay. Some more sentences. Le policier a trouvé le voleur. The detective found the thief. Les filles gagneront le prix demain. The prize will be won by the students tomorrow. And this is a repetition of what we saw on the previous slide. You cannot shift on. When you shift subject pronouns, they become tonic pronouns. And you match the past participle with the transformed object. Now, memorize these forms of être. You only have to memorize il and the singular and the plural forms. D'accord? So, présent, singular is a, plural is sont. Passé composé, singular is a été, plural ont été. Futur, sera, seront. Imparfait, était, same sound, different spellings. Conditional present, serait, same sound, different spellings. Passé simple, furent. Plus que parfait, avait été, same sound, different spellings. So spend some time and memorize the forms of être. Let's do some final exercises. Jairaj donne un cours sur la Révolution française. Red is your object, it comes to the beginning. Jairaj is your subject, it goes to the end. Donne is your verb, it becomes 3 parts. Donne is present tense, so I have être present tense. This is the past participle of donner, and then you have part. J'ai préparé un discours pour mes étudiantes. Discours comes to the beginning. This tense, est préparé, is the passé composé. So you have the passé composé of être. This is singular, passé composé of être. Préparé is the past participle of préparer, and then you have part. L'homme va rapidement grimper le cocotier avec cette machine. Grimper is to climb. Va grimper is going to climb, future tense. So I have used the être form singular of sera. The coconut tree will be grimpé, will be climbed. D'accord? On attend des cadeaux. We are waiting for gifts. Des cadeaux is the subject, new subject. Sont attendus has an extra S because cadeau is plural. Sont because attendre is present tense. You cannot transfer on. So there is no par, there is no par on. D'accord? And then you write the rest of your sentence. So I hope you've understood this. It's quite simple. Just look at it logically, and if you have any problems, do come and meet me. Merci. Au revoir.